Hello, church. My name is Jed, and I'll be doing this morning, afternoon, evening, night Devo. I'll be reading from Matthew chapter 1, verses 18 through 25. All right, so I'll be reading from the ESV as well. The birth of Jesus Christ. Now, the birth of Jesus Christ took place in this way. When his mother Mary had been betrothed to Joseph, before they came together, she was found to be with child from the Holy Spirit. And her husband Joseph, being a just man and unwilling to put her to shame, resolved to divorce her quietly. But as he considered these things, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream, saying, Joseph, son of David, do not fear to take Mary as your wife, for that which is conceived in her is from the Holy Spirit. She will bear a son, and you shall call his name Jesus, for he will save his people from their sins. All this took place to fulfill what the Lord had spoken by the prophet. Behold, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and they shall call his name Immanuel, which means God with us. When Joseph woke from sleep, he did as the angel of the Lord commanded him. He took his wife, but knew her not until she had given birth to a son, and he called his name Jesus. Okay, just pull up my notes here. All right, so now I know Christmas has already passed, but that doesn't mean remembering Jesus' birth should only be reserved for Christmas. So here in this passage, we are confronted with a very peculiar circumstance of Mary and Joseph, in which Mary had conceived from the Holy Spirit. It is here that Joseph is faced with a dilemma, as his betrothed, or his wife, is now found with child. Even if Mary pleaded that it was through the power of the Holy Spirit, it's even to this day, it's almost unimaginable how that could possibly ever happen, right? So it is here that we catch a glimpse of the character of Joseph, where he is having to come face to face with this news. He has every right to throw Mary out, divorce her, shame her for her perceived adultery. Right? However, being rich in grace and mercy, Joseph resolved to divorce her quietly in order that some of the shame that Mary would have to face would be mitigated. Thankfully, Joseph was given a dream which explained the true nature of Mary's conception and the promise and plan that God has for this child. Yet again, we see the nature of Joseph as a man who listens and acts based on the will of God. Joseph listened and acted in accordance to the plan that God had laid out for him, and in faithfulness remained with Mary. And then even further on, continuing to honor both his wife and the unborn baby, Jesus. So from these few verses, we can gain to learn much from the attitudes and actions of Joseph. The first is in our attitudes and actions towards one another. Joseph, when faced with his unimaginable circumstance, had every right to just throw Mary out as an adulteress. Even if Mary never cheated, who would believe such a story, right? However, we, like Joseph, must exercise grace and mercy when faced with the interactions and relationships with each other. We must continue to show love to one another, even when we feel as if we have been wronged by them. We must honor each other, taking care not to defame or cause more hurt or pain with our words and actions as well. Secondly, like Joseph, let us be attentive to the words of God, seeking them for guidance and not just hearing them in one ear out the other, but actually putting them into actions and doing them. We must act out the will of God within our own lives, not just listen. What good would Joseph's visions have been if he had just written them off as just a dream, or that his thoughts had just gotten the best of him and he's crazy, right? So let us wait and listen to the Lord and be careful and faithful in our actions as we further the gospel message and God's kingdom here on earth. Like Joseph, I hope that we can all be more gracious and merciful, showing love to those and those around us, and care to those around us in accordance to the will of God as well. So thank you for joining me this morning, or whatever time you're at watching this, and I hope and pray that you all have a good one. Take care.